Hello and welcome to the Office of the Patriot. In this office, I try to make sense out of the nonsense of the progressive left. If you are a subscriber, thank you for your continued viewership. It is appreciated. If you are a returning viewer, please take a moment to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any future presentations. And if this is your first time to my channel, well, congratulations on finding it. It's usually buried in obscurity by the YouTube algorithm. However, I do hope you find the content worth coming back for. My name is Myron Ybarra, and I'm your host. This episode is about post-secondary education and the money that's needed to fund these colleges and universities. It wasn't always like this, though. There was a time when the goal of most high school students and the parents that support them was to attend college and graduate with a degree that would successfully propel the student into the workforce. And that's what the American people were sold when colleges started popping up around the United States faster than acne on a 14-year-old kid's face right before homecoming. It made sense, though. Find qualified, knowledgeable, real-world teachers and instructors to give students a firm foundation in various career fields, which would likely lead to a more educated and thus productive workforce. However, many colleges have long since morphed from this education workforce philosophy to liberal indoctrination camps. And to keep the camps filled with the sheep they need, the schools are demanding more and more money. But before I get into this topic any further, I would like to get your take. What are your thoughts on K-12 and post-secondary schools today in the United States? Please take a moment to comment below. According to the National Center for Education Statistics, the average tuition and fees for a four-year college student was $9,400 per year, and for a two-year student, $3,900 per year. That's nearly $40,000 and $8,000 per degree, respectively. And that's not factoring in any cost of living expenses or students having to retake classes. And you can see why many students are advocating for loan forgiveness today. However, before we get into the loan forgiveness part, we should look at the colleges and universities. Many of them have prerequisites that prospective students must meet in order to even be eligible to apply to attend. And that doesn't guarantee a seat at the table. Applying to college is much like pledging to a fraternity or sorority. However, unlike pledging, the degree the student is going to acquire or might acquire is going to cost them thousands of dollars and a significant amount of time with no real guarantee of success in the open market. The only private, for-profit career technical education type colleges, known as trade schools or vocational schools, have a requirement to ensure a percentage of their graduates become successful in the career field they studied for and earned a degree or certificate in. This requirement does not apply to public and most private colleges and universities. To compound this problem, traditional public and private colleges and universities are off the hook from all financial liability of their students' failures because the students carry all of the burden, the cost to attend, and the effort to succeed. If the student fails one or more of their courses, they still have to pay back the loan. The college has no such requirement. What makes this all the more disgusting is the endowments many of these institutions have socked away that could and should be used to supplement the expense the students and ultimately the taxpayers are saddled with. Endowments are financial assets. They're financial assets that colleges and universities acquire primarily through fundraising and charitable donation. These assets are also grown. They're grown through investment. And this is in addition to tax dollars many of these colleges also enjoy. According to the National Center for Education Statistics, all universities throughout the United States have a combined endowment of over $691 billion. And this was in fiscal year 2020. I'm sure that number is significantly larger now. This makes the average endowment for four-year colleges and universities in the United States over $200 million per institution. As it sits now, colleges have very little skin in the game when it comes to the success of their students. And now our government is enticing this new woke group of educated voters to advocate for socialist handouts like free college on the backs of the working taxpayer. Of course, colleges don't have a problem with this. It's because it ensures a continued supply of impressionable young victims and funding to keep the grift going. According to the whitehouse.gov website, the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program, also known as the PSLF program, is designed to provide financial aid to students making under $125,000 per year. This program will provide $20,000 in loan relief to borrowers with loans held by the Department of Education. The article goes on to say that our government, with tax dollars provided by you and I, will provide relief for up to 43 million students and target low and middle income borrowers. Of course, their goal, at least according to the website, is racial equity. Even at the $20,000 amount, this will cost the American taxpayer $860 billion. Given that there are approximately 350 million in the U.S., this amounts to $2,457 in new taxes for every man, woman, and child. However, I received information on a PSLF program which will likely shock the hell out of you. It did me. That $20,000 cap, it's a lie. I have seen a recipient of that program acquire $196,000 applied to their student debt. These funds went to pay for an entire doctorate degree. If this doesn't upset you, then it's likely that you're also in favor of the reparation payments California has approved on the backs of its taxpayers. To be clear, I am not against post-secondary education. However, the need for a bachelor degree or higher is really limited to a small subset of career paths, doctors, lawyers, and the like. Community colleges can handle most educational and training needs of the people in their community who require higher education for their chosen career path. Most community colleges have extensive CTE programs, which I completely endorse. Community colleges also reduce the financial burden to the student and, in some cases, the taxpayer, given that most are significantly less expensive per unit than four-year colleges. I'm going to close today's episode with a little tidbit of wisdom. Things that are given without condition that do not have emotional value to either the giver or the receiver do not have any real value at all. Take a look at K-12 schools. 13 years of formal education gets a student a diploma. This public education was originally designed to prepare students for the rigors of life and competition in the open job market. Today, the diploma has little to no value. It has little to no value because it was provided for free. Employers are looking for personal investment. A successful college graduate, while they may not have any real-world experience in the career field they are applying for, can demonstrate with their degree that they have perseverance and attention to detail. These are common traits in most college graduates. But most importantly, it also shows that they were willing to invest in themselves, which makes them more attractive to employers who are considering investing in them. By removing the liability of costs from the student to the taxpayer, our government is removing the value that the degree currently has. If the PSLF program is allowed to continue, college degrees in the future will have the same value to employers as a high school diploma does today. Well, that concludes today's presentation of Office of the Patriot. If you enjoyed what was presented, please take time to like, subscribe, and share my channel on your social media. It is appreciated. And as always, have a great day and stay safe out there.